Thank you for tuning into the Papi J and Wize Jefe on the BS3 network. Before we dive into the show, we would like to remind our viewers that the opinions expressed on this show are solely those of the host. The BS3 network does not necessarily endorse or agree with any of the views we express on this program. Furthermore, the BS3 network is not responsible for the accuracy or timeliness of any information discussed on this show. While we strive to provide informative and entertainment content, we cannot guarantee the accuracy of everything said on Papi J and Wize Jefe. With that said, we encourage our viewers to take everything discussed on the show with a grain of salt and to do their own research and fact-checking when appropriate. Thank you for understanding, and now let's get into the show. And welcome to another episode of Papi J and Wize Jefe on the BS3 network. I am your host, Wize.
And I am Papi J.
All right, so we're going to just jump right into this. And yeah. Jim Jones and Pusha T are beefing. What I don't know. I don't know what happened. I really don't know what's been going on. I've been busy doing other stuff. I've been focusing on doing my 30 tips in 30-day reels. So I've been oblivious to hip hop news like that. What the fuck is going on?
It's rap.
Yes.
But I guess at Pusha T not Pusha T's Pharrell's Louis Vuitton runway show. They played a Pusha T song as Pusha T and them was walking the runway. And
okay.
I didn't really hear nothing like that, but it had little pieces of stuff that, because remember Jim Jones was on Breakfast Club saying that Pusha T is not top 50.
Okay.
So, but
that's Jim Jones' opinion. That's Jim Jones' opinion. Jim feels he's not top 50.
Jim Jones said it on there, yo, Pusha, all love. But he was like, Pusha didn't impact his top 50 is people that would impact in a way that was visual more than anything. And that's Jim Jones' stance. So I respect it. And so I guess Pusha said, like in the song, it has some shots, but it wasn't a song that was released. If you was broke, if you can't go to that, if you ain't watch that performance wasn't there, you would never heard that song.
Okay.
Jim Jones is Jim Jones.
Yeah.
We heard the song. So he went and just put out a diss track before the song even became. Half these people don't even know what this song is.
So it was just rich people who knew about this song. It wasn't like it was hood. It's not like it was hood niggas that knew that Pusha T had dissed Jim Jones. It was just some rich people shit.
It was social media posting the runway shit, the news post, whoever like promoted.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Whoever had a video of it, when they played it, they made sure that Jim Jones' song was part of that.
That verse was part of it.
So, and Jim did what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to wait to clarify nothing. If I think you're talking to me, I'm talking to you. And Jim Jones said it's just rap. And then Cameron went, and then now that's what I'm saying. It just starts as rap, but then Cameron put out a tweet like, "Yo, don't in your raps. You know how you dig in your raps to try to find shit out. Don't bring up me. I'm retired. I'm a sports analyst."
Why even say anything? If he ain't mentioned you, why even say anything?
They know Pusha T and how going to war with Pusha T is. They seen the Drake.
they know nobody's off nobody's off limits.
This is what I'm saying. Like Jim Jones jumped. Jim Jones jumped on his own. He wasn't expecting nobody to jump in.
So Pusha T on fire back. Pusha T got fired back at Jim Jones.
Well, now it's like technically, people could say Jim Jones started it.
Yeah.
Technically, you could say Jim Jones started. He overreacted or whatever you could say. But in the realms of hip hop.
But right now, Jim Jones is one of the hottest cats out.
Yeah, in the realms of hip hop, you don't talk about me at a Louis Vuitton runway show, and people is bopping their head and you dissing me. Nah, that was smooth. Now I'm gonna kill you. Now I'm gonna aim. Jim Jones, man, had that mic drop right there in the middle of the block, and he was just rapping to the mic while the mic was hanging down from the sky.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the video. I gotta check it out.
He went in, man. I like it because Jim can rap. So for me, watching like Jim is one of the artists that you watch.
Okay, so see, this is why I got nothing but respect for Jim, is because
he put that work in on his craft.
Yeah, I'm saying when Jim first started, he kind of suspect on the mic.
Hype man.
He was kind of suspect on the mic, but I gotta give Jim his props. Jim has worked on his craft and improved his craft, and he's one of the best out there right now. Ain't nobody touching what Jim is doing. And I'll be one of the first to admit, I was
relevant.
I'm surprised he's the one who's most relevant now.
I'm surprised. I ain't surprised. He had to say his ambition. You could tell from being a conundrum.
And that's where he gets nothing but respect from me for that drive, for him wanting to be better and prove that he is one of the best.
Yeah, because people look at him and forget he was directing first.
Yeah.
He started rapping afterwards. He did all the Dipset shits. Like he was the director. He did the videos. He did all that. So with help, of course, but that's just the whole show. So when if he was doing that first, rapping, once he figured it out, it's over. It's like candy to him now. That's why
he's doing it all.
That's why he have a problem setting it off first, just to let the world know. Look, I spit. I got bars. I talk my gang shit, but I'll step toe to toe with anybody, and I respect that over anything. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody assume Pusha gonna slaughter this nigga.
Well, I don't think he will, because like I said, Jim is one of the best to do it right now. There's nobody, like there's very few names ahead of Jim on the list of who's killing it right now. I'm saying because Jim is doing, he got the Lobby Boys, then he got his own stuff. I'm saying so Jim is killing the game. Jim is killing the game.
Wouldn't put him like. I respect this because a lot of people, when it comes to lyricists, wouldn't put him up with certain. Don't think that he could sit. Like he said, my catalog is insane. I'll sit down and go to verses with anybody. And when you think about his catalog, Solo, Dipset, Bird Gang, Lobby Boys, like Jim could pull 20 that'll hurt you, man. That's resonating through.
And that's why I'm saying right now, he is one of the top 5.
Yeah, he is definitely him and Kiss got the game on lock.
He's one of the top 5 artists, hip hop artists. But he's kind of crossing over too now. He's kind of already crossed over when he was doing the Love and Hip Hop, and people know who he is now. But as an artist, he has grown and developed so much.
And this is his come out. This is what I was talking about. Like, this is his come out to let you know where I'm at now. How I spit now. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is his. He was, all right, you know what? He gonna slaughter me. All right, y'all don't believe that I can spit. Let me show y'all something. Let me take the first jab. I don't care that it wasn't released. Don't say my name, Capo. And I respect that. You gotta respect that. Like, you for his image, anything less would be a disappointment. Anything less. For that to be leaked, he hear it and not say nothing, but it's getting talked about on the podcast and it's getting talked about on the internet.
And it's everywhere. Everywhere I turn.
Nah, he did it.
Jones, Pusha T beef. I'm like,
he did it.
I'm like, I haven't really been watching. Like, where's it coming from?
Look, honestly, top 50, Pusha wouldn't be on my top 50.
Top 50 what though? That's what I'm saying. Everybody, we've discussed
Like,
these labels, these
look,
lists, all these other these things.
top 50
Like
rappers. Now
of
listen,
what? Of all time or current? What?
yeah, just top 50. Like your top 50, like the top 50 NBA players when they put out their list. Top 50 overall. Overall. Tim
And
Duncan.
Pusha not on your top 50.
Nah.
None of his like
I said rappers. This is what I'm saying. Top 50. Now listen. This is where people get it twisted. I'm talking about your shit gotta hit me. I can't put you on my list just because you hot. Everybody got their own list.
There's certain
list. He was influenced by certain rappers. He got 50 rappers that influenced him, and Pusha T is not on there. You can't be mad at that. That's not a slight. That's not a diss. I don't listen to rap just because it's popular. Like, Drag On is on my top 50. Like rappers that can rap, that spit.
Okay.
That's Natures that could spit. There is dudes that could spit, had classic albums that the labels in them buried them niggas. It ain't because they couldn't rap. It was because they sounded like somebody that's all right. They want to market one person. You can't be Jay-Z had a style. That's the style. Cameron was stuck in that little thing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a wave of things that other people and the machine blocked you from, but can you spit? Was your music touching this black man right here, this nigga? And Pusha T shit was like more for me, was like a party thing. If I ain't go to a party with that boy, all that shit, nigga, that boy, all right, cool. The beat is nice. It sounds good in the club. Me playing it in my car, different story.
What are you talking about? Grinding and all that?
Yeah, I wasn't into that shit. I wasn't into that shit when I heard it. When I was locked up for grinding. And they was like, yo, that's my boy grinding. They was in the grinding.
Yeah.
And I was just like, get the fuck out of here, nigga.
That was Neptunes, man. What
you talking about? Neptunes. That wasn't just Pusha.
The beats.
Neptunes did that. Clips. It wasn't just Pusha. So that's a Clips thing.
But there's some like his solo album that he dropped.
The rappers, when you talking about somebody's top 50, Clips is cool, but the Clips wasn't. Clips hit.
He's dropped some good rap, some good albums.
I can't name. I love hearing Pusha spit, but I don't have none of his. I don't have a song.
I can't say that. I
don't have a song, and I'm talking about in my phone right now. No playlist I got has Pusha.
Yeah.
So
his Diet Coke is on my playlist.
Yeah. So but we are, and this is what Pusha should understand, and the people. But this is rap, so you got to make shit up. But
like to me, you're a big Young Dolph fan. I'm not.
Yeah, but then that's what I'm saying. So if
Young Dolph wouldn't be on my top 50,
he would be on mine.
I know he would be on yours. I'm saying to me, it wouldn't. He wouldn't because I'm not a Young Dolph fan. I've recently I've listened to some of his songs and I've enjoyed them, but it's like even with Pop Smoke, like now that I'm really listening to Pop Smoke and really realizing that he was really talented.
I knew he was talented. The style was the thing that hit me hard with Pop Smoke. I knew he was talented. This drill shit it didn't hit. It took me a minute to really anything drill, that whole thing, that whole wave is cool. But in the beginning, that was like new. That's how much I don't listen to the radio. That was new to me, that sound, his style, everything about it. Put Fresher was a club nigga. I would never put him as a rapper. Like, I don't think he could beat nobody. I don't think he could beat Joe Budden. Like, nobody. Like, so there's certain things that just don't resonate with a person. So if I say that you're not on my top 50, you can't be mad. You could be mad. And you could
to me, Joel Ortiz is in my top 50. And that's because
Joel Ortiz is in my top 50.
And that's
I'm talking about rappers, man. Like niggas that
he spit.
That that can make your fucking neck like shake you. Like there's certain people that when they spit, they bars is just hitting. I hear it. I understand it. I don't gotta decipher it. Just like he's talking to.
But that's because we grew up. Okay, so me and you grew up like one of our favorite rappers of all time is Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah,
saying he's in my top 5. Kane has a big influence on a lot of the rappers that I enjoy now.
Who?
I'm saying because Kane has a big influence on a lot of the rappers I like now because
Kane.
kind of, yeah. Big Daddy Kane to me, him and Rakim are the two God MCs. Those are the two that really cemented lyricism for me. Like those are the two that really, and KRS-One. I can't forget KRS-One. Those 3 right there is what made me fall in love with lyricists. I'm saying, because Kane on the Symphony, look how many dope rappers they had on that. But to me, it's always gonna be that Kane verse, yo.
See, Kane, but that's what I'm saying. So when you grow up in the Arab, like in the,
and then when we had, of course, Eric B and Rakim is like Paid in Full and all, like these,
and they talk to you, and they
tell a story. They tell you a story.
So you go from them. I wasn't a big LL fan, but I knew it was for the girls. I wasn't
when LL first came out, I'm Bad. That kind of like that was
like
different.
They was the LL was the girls. Run DMC was the party. Rakim, KRS-One, and Daddy Kane, they made music for all those, but at the same time, they spit. So I always respected the lyrics. It's never so, and it was never about fashion back then or money or how much you had. So now that it is about that, don't make me like you because you got the bag or because you flossing. So the videos for me is least impactful. I'm one of those fans that the video don't help me become your fan more. But you got to spit. I'd rather sit there and click on YouTube and watch Dragon do his little parts. Part 1 and freestyle, and part 2, and he be saying shots, sending shots, and he just spits and then he leaves. And then once in a while he drop a song. But I always look for him to spit. I always be looking at him and be mad that Rough Riders let him down, or however that dynamic was. They didn't push this nigga. And that's how
I ain't gonna lie, I had that first Dragon album was straight fire.
Listen, then they said he was rhyming like he got burnt by Cam. Because they say they was from Harlem, Bronx, and he was spitting like Cam. And that's how
I don't think that he was spitting like Cam. Drag has his own thing, son. Like to me,
but this is what the label is. You in a realm of a nigga that they marketing.
But to me, Drags always had his own. Like he had his own sound. He didn't sound like nobody.
Nice, like he's the only one that
you could tell he was influenced by X, but he didn't sound like X
at all.
You could tell that X was his big brother. Like X was like, that's my son, that's my little brother, and you can see that he fueled Drag, but Drag spit fire.
Listen, Drag a smoker, nigga. But that's what I'm saying. I got Redman in my top 50.
Oh, Redman in my top 10. You
right, so there's no room.
Listen, what the album is one of the greatest albums ever.
He had this freestyle mixtape that he rhymed on everybody's beat, Eminem's beat, everything. He spit on everybody that was fired, every beat that was fired by the MC that was fired, and he destroyed everybody's beat. Like I like him for that. That's what I like. That's
but
my.
You know what? But with Reggie, it's always been, he's been funny. His albums. Lyrically, yes, he kills it, but he has some funny shit in that make you fuck like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? But you enjoy his album so much. That's why I said what the album was crazy.
And relevancy makes me put you higher. For you to be out back in the early 90s and still be putting music out, your shit sell and
still fire.
Yeah, that goes a long way, son, because that means I don't get to lose my artists in the mix of other artists being grown. You shouldn't kill the old artists. They should still make some bread.
But that's crazy because hip hop is the only genre that does that.
Well, I'm sorry, 50. What you call is not on my top 50.
Who?
Pusha.
Okay,
he's just not. And that's 50 is man, there's a million. I'm 50. I'm 50. I'm older than rap. The fuck are you talking about? I was born the same year rap was born. No, there's mad. You don't just diminish a rapper because he's gone. Nigga, my 50 got classic niggas. You couldn't even argue their catalog. Like if I really did it, bust the top 50. I throw names out there that by the time I get to Pusha, he'd be like 75-ish in that 75, 50 to 70, 51 to 75. He's in there, 51 to 75. But my 50 easy. I could slide down a list, and you can't tell me. Or you could tell me, oh, he's old, and probably you never heard him then. Like right. So there's no way you could be mad at not being in somebody's top 50. There's a billion people out here. Just to be happy with the millions you got on the follower. Like you don't need me, another famous nigga, to be following you. Like, I don't have to like follow.
Right, we're gonna take a quick break, man. Here's a few words from the BS3 network. So yeah.
What do you get when you watch or listen to the Life Happens podcast? Well, I'll let them tell you.
Kim and I are both ministers of the gospel, and what Life Happens podcast is a beautiful balance by simply taking our spirituality with real life and merging it together to create a beautiful balance. And that's what we do.
BS3 Network proudly presents Life Happens podcast, where Christianity and life intersect. Live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central.
Do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, Wize.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Looking for a sports program that gives you the flavor.
Washington Commanders? Really?
This whole thing stinks to high heaven.
That pulls no punches.
Thuggish act by a thuggish actor.
That gives you some humor.
Praise everything LeBron does and never criticize it.
If you want a show that gives you good times, then this is that show.
I am Cole Johnson, and welcome to
Cole Sports with a Z. Every Friday on Patreon, and every Saturday on YouTube, Spreaker, and all other outlets.
And we are back. So this is another thing that's been is tragedy. The Chicago PD arrested a mother and son for shooting a man this past week. I really didn't get into the details. I haven't really gotten into the details. Like I said, I've been really busy doing my reels and stuff like that. But it seems that this man punched the mother in the face, and her 14-year-old son came back and handled business.
Like I said, man, keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to listen. The way the story was, she was in the store. They was in the store. She was getting something. I guess the guy was harassing her or something transpired between the both of them. She texted her son who was in the car. Like, yo, this nigga's know what a mother's supposed to do when their son is in the car and somebody's in the store harassing him. And this dude punched her in the face a couple of times, like punched her. And the young little boy let off some shots. And then he let off some more shots. And the guy ended up dead.
Yeah,
so
well,
fortunate that somebody had to die. And it's unfortunate that, it could be unfortunate that the guy, after he left the first couple of shots and hit the dude, he could have just left it alone. But you're talking to a kid who just watched a man punch his mother in the face. For a moment there, I black out. So you can't hold.
And listen. The mother has a valid license holder.
Yeah.
I'm saying, so she had her son went, got the gun. Me personally, I would have, like, anybody hits my mom is on. Like, that's one of the reasons we kind of moved out of the city, because at a time there was a time in the city where they were playing the knockout games where they were knocking old people out, and I'm like, yeah, if I stay here, I'm gonna kill somebody, because if they put their hands on my mother, it's a wrap.
And that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, unfortunately, the guy had to.
Yes, a life was lost. A life was lost. Unfortunately, there was a life lost.
It wasn't without reason. It wasn't. You can't be punching women, man. As a man, let's just break that. As a man,
there's no. I've never hit a woman in my life.
That's it. You a bitch ass nigga, and you deserve that. You deserve anything that comes with you putting your hand on a woman. It's like a grown man beating a child, fighting a child, not beating him like as a parent, but like fucking a child up. You shouldn't be beating women, and especially punching them in the face. And if something bad happens to you because of that, I don't want to hear no sympathy cries. Like, I feel bad that the dude had.
Oh, the family. You gotta feel sorry for the family. Like
the family should have warned this nigga. They knew he was fucking bitches up. This ain't the first time he punched a woman if he punched a woman just in the store, you know he fucked bitches up in it wherever he's at. The neighborhood knows he'll bust your ass. They be like,
so women know, like, he's that dude. He's that dude.
Ain't no secret, man. Ain't none of these niggas. If you from your town, whether you talk to your neighbors or not, man, they know. The streets are the streets, man. You may not want to be a part of it, but that neighborhood, the circle goes around. One of your friends that knows one of my friends is going to tell you what happened to me. Do you know what's his name down the street on the left, the red house? Yeah, and that's how it goes. So let's stop, man. These parents, the same thing. Like, I was in the street. I could never be like, as much as my family probably could be like, oh, he was a good guy. He was a good guy. We got to be real, though. I was in the streets for a long time. So you got to respect the game. Like, don't oversell how good I was. Because there's some fucked up shit that I did in the streets that might have catch up to me. You got to, this is the life I had chose. So I accept the consequences. I just know how to avoid making them shits come to fruition mad fast. You move, you relocate, you change your lifestyle, you switch careers, you do things to live longer, but you know that all the struggles you go through, if you really be honest with yourself, they're your bad choices that maybe somebody would said yes to me when they should have said no. Maybe when somebody gave me a key when they should have said, nah, you can't drive. Different things lead to different things. So your parents, I mean, it's fucked up that dude had to die, but you can't be beating people up.
Listen,
you can't be beating people
when
up.
When I originally heard it about what? Unfortunately, she sends a 14-year-old to shoot some guy. I'm like, what the hell? And then when I find out that Shorty came back to defend her because she got punched in the face, it kind of looked.
Honestly,
me being a mama's boy, I'm not gonna lie. Me being a mama's boy, it would the same thing would happen.
Honestly, if the boy didn't walk in and see that punch, he would have just gave the moms the gun, and the moms would have smoked this nigga.
Yeah.
So either way, he was gonna get shot. The moms might have knew better than to unload a whole clip, but my son plays Call of Duty. That's what they do. They unload clips. Like, these are the things that y'all promote. Y'all promote these kids to watch Call of Duty and Fortnite and just kill shit. And then when it's time to defend your family, you kill shit, and it's excessive. It's not excessive. That's all they programmed to do, is let go of a clip. That's all they know about a gun, is what Fortnite tell them. Reload, empty, reload, empty. That's so, yo, this is you reap what you sow. And society, this is about to be the norm, or this is about to get ugly, nigga. I'm telling you. Like, people think I'm joking, but this is gonna be the norm in places, man. People just gonna feel, everybody don't know should carry, I don't care how legal you are. There's mad people that's licensed to carry that shouldn't carry more than me. Like, and I'm not allowed to carry. But you probably are safer with me carrying than you are with half of these other people. Because at least you know what to not do for me not to shoot you. There's no smoke and mirrors. Don't disrespect me. I won't disrespect you. We ain't got to play the gun game. But these people here, bullied, depressed, suicidal, but they legally could carry a gun.
And we see what they doing.
So this, it's about to get crazy. So none of this, I mean, dudes, y'all bitch ass niggas should stop beating women. And that shit was ancient, man. That shit should have been out your system as soon as they started sunning y'all and making all this bread on OnlyFans. Y'all gotta accept that y'all niggas is some of y'all niggas is yo.
Once you open up an OnlyFans page.
Hey, get in the house, nigga. Clean up. Take care of the kids. It's okay. Some of y'all need to do that and get off the streets. Y'all fucking shit up.
So you're saying
they gotta accept
should be house husbands. There's some dudes out there that should be house husbands.
Dude should be a at-home dad. We gotta
be at home dad. Let's look at my at-home dad. That's better. That sounds better. That sounds better.
You know how men are.
It sounds better. It sounds better because to your boys it ain't gonna sound better. To your boys, it is not. I'm just saying, because to your boys it's not gonna sound better. Like, yeah, I'm a stay-at-home dad.
No, to my boys, no, I would rather them say that than just say I'm a house dad. I'm a housewife, a house husband. I'd rather them say I'm a stay-at-home dad. It sounds professional. You don't know at home.
So that's the title you want, stay-at-home dad. That's the title.
If you're gonna do it and want to maintain your masculinity,
that should be the title you should have. Like,
I'm
a stay-at-home dad.
Nigga, what's the difference between me saying a general contractor? I'm just a
business owner.
Oh, like a handyman. You know the difference between a handyman and me? The title. I'm A1+1 property maintenance. Sounds way better than let me call my handyman. No, bitch, I ain't your handyman. Don't refer to me as a janitor like that. Those titles do hurt. They sting. A nigga don't want that title. So that's why I got property maintenance. What do? Everything a janitor does.
And we're not putting down janitor because he is a property manager.
Title. No, it's called taking ownership of whatever craft, whatever field you in.
Yeah.
People will try to belittle every field. And you gotta, like, in the construction world, painters are the worst. Like, the least respected when it comes to building a house. They'll do everything and just leave the painters to clean up the last of the shit. And the painters got to go in there and be like that. They like the housekeeping of construction. And niggas don't like that. And then they when you bump into different people in different fields of construction, they talk to you like that. Oh, you're a painter? Word. Like, so every title matter.
You're a painter. Why you even talking to us over here, man? Like, why you go to your painting section?
You got the worst union benefits. Like, they be like, these are the things that's that inner world circle attitude. Like this, it's like that everywhere. Rich everywhere, and no matter how it is, there's somebody that think their craft is better than yours. So, at home dad. Listen, if your chick is making money and she loves you, but she don't want you in the street because you're a mess, a hot mess. She's taking care of you, and you're over there just fucking it off. She wants a little, like the same way when men was making all the money and they wanted their woman in the house. You got to accept that you should be in the house. Some of y'all should be.
It's funny that you say that, because there's a clip right? And it goes, if your wife brought home $500,000 a year, would you be a stay-at-home dad? And you see homeboy vacuuming with his hair in a towel, and he's just vacuuming, doing the dishes, carrying the kids. You're like, $500,000 a year? Oh yeah, I'll be a stay-at-home dad.
I offer housekeeping. Like, nigga, I'll clean your shit. That's what I'm saying. Property maintenance. I can't be above doing anything that requires maintaining somebody's property. And once you accept that that is what it is, now you try to get somebody to look at you and they be like, yo, I'm going to go clean toilets. They be like, what? Well, for my own company, I mean, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I'm sorry that you feel that way. Go to work. Go ahead. Carry on. Disappear. That's what you're going to do. So, like, nah, it's all right to just get out the way. That's all I'm saying is get out the way. Less turmoil. Stop trying to be a street nigga. Accept your destiny. Like, accept the cards that you laid out.
Really, you just said you sound like D right there.
No, that's D when all you do is live off of women. You want to be the man. You want to have the authority. No, if you live off a woman, then shut the fuck up. Because I feel that way both ways. It's not. If whoever's taking care of all busting their ass to get this bread, food on the table, you can't complain about a lot of things. Like, not just complain because you woke up feeling some shit. Like, I woke up okay. You can't fucking transfer that shit off to me. I don't want that. That ain't love. That ain't love. Figure out. Just gonna transfer it. If you're asking me to help you get through something you feeling, that's different. But to transfer off that negative energy to me, that's not love. So no. And if you a dude that's transferring off negative energy, then the woman need to know how to cut a nigga off too. Walk away. It may hurt, but sometimes it's best. You can't go blaming each other for how terrible y'all lives is for the last 7 years if none of y'all got the balls to walk away. Y'all like it. And I know a couple of people that like it. And that shit is annoying. So from now on, take your ass home, nigga. No, he ain't hanging out with me. He will never I would tell her too, like, when he's not around you, he's not with me. Like, you're not blaming me for none of this nigga shit.
You don't want no part of that?
I don't want no part. I don't even want my phone to ring. He's not with me. Look at me. I work. This nigga don't want to work. So why would you think he be with me? Nah, you ain't with me. We got to stop allowing people to get mixed up in there because everybody consider all of us entrepreneurs. Some of us ain't entrepreneurs. They just see a group of niggas and we all treat each other equal and it's now, oh, they all entrepreneurs, got different colors. No, some of these niggas need to go in the house and just shut up.
They just need to go home and take care of the kids.
Play PlayStation. You play on that shit anyway without her telling you to stay home. Now she gonna give you an allowance, nigga. Dude, relax.
So you think it's time for men to
fuck your friends.
Other role?
Man, fuck your friends, man. If I'm making more money staying home because my girls take care of me and I'm hanging with you and you ain't making as much as I'm making, fuck with the fuck. Why do I care? Why would I care that you calling me on house what? House, nigga. I'll show you what I cooked on this fucking fancy ass stove I had her buy me because that's the stuff I like. I wear these clothes, but you know what I like? That wolf oven that cooks this fucking food, this filet mignon. I can do that. Because if you're gonna take care of me, you're gonna take care of me.
A question. So you be a house husband?
No, not a house husband.
Okay, stay-at-home dad. My apologies. Stay-at-home dad.
All right.
Stay-at-home dad. Would you have a bath drawn for her and all that stuff when she comes from a hard day of work?
Man, listen. See, this is where niggas is different. Man, bath water. She have everything. It be nothing else to do. She have bubble bath, little wine out there, her little melody music.
Waiting for her, right?
What? And meat. And mad meat. So go to bed. Go to sleep, baby. You deserve it. Get all the meat. That's it. She gets what she's feeding me and building me up. so I could break it down her ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. And there's no friend of mine that could tell me anything if you still selling crack at 45. Like, there's nothing you could tell me about the choice I made, the investment I made. That's an investment.
So the sacrifices you made to help boost her up and get her to that status.
Still shit on half these niggas. With that, not even with my hustle. Not even and at home. I'm stay at home. I'm now the podcast. Now I'm on. This not just stay at home. These niggas got it wrong because when they don't think podcast. They ain't thinking the stuff we think. But shit, that's a vacation for me. I would relinquish all work and I would gladly be a stay-at-home dad. Gladly. With us in the podcast space we in, that's 1,000% I could give to the podcast. Consistency out the ass. You crazy? This is come pay. Come pay. I'm up. You can rent me. I can rent me for a season. You can rent me for a year. Contracts differ. The contracts differ. But there's a contract for quarterly and everything.
All right, let's take a quick break, man.
Yo, you crazy niggas take it all wrong. That's how people. That's what I'm saying, man. You got to grow up.
Quins.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meet of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
I want to show that attainability. I want to show the accessibility of this kind of lifestyle.
From social media to having conversations with friends and family, you always have to put on face and say face.
What brings a smile to my face is the one person that totally believes in me, and that's my beautiful wife, Jody.
I just had to stop because I didn't value myself. I didn't love myself. And it's like, I have to learn to love myself.
Changing the world one conversation at a time. This is Revelations. There's a 100% chance of a laugh thunderstorm. 4 men with different viewpoints take a movie, show, or documentary and review it uncensored, unfiltered, uncompromised, with no holds barred. Join BS3, Wilkes, King Dog, and H-Rap B as they take on Hollywood their own way. BS3 Network proudly presents The Forecast, where H-Rap B always predicts,
if I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God.
Live every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure. Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
All right, and we're back. And this subject, is, oh man. So while everybody was being distracted from by the sub and all this,
Oh, the sub.
the FDA approved the sale of laboratory meats in grocery stores. What are laboratory meats? This is meats grown in laboratories that has been genetically altered, and now they can sell them in grocery stores and not tell you that they're genetically enhanced or they've been grown in laboratories.
Son, I told him when we talked about the bucket of food that you could buy on Amazon for $99 that you could store for 25 years on a shelf. And it has steak, rice, mac and cheese, all that shit they give you in jail. It's called quick chill. That's what they called it in prison. Because all you gotta do is just quit. You can just quickly make it with some water, warm it up, throw it in the mic or whatever. Son, that's why they closed down. Son, we've been talking about, we had podcasts where I told you about them closing all the farms up here.
Yeah.
Shut down, and now everywhere that used to be a farm is new construction. Son, this is going to that part. I told you, Demolition Man. Demolition Man, you keep playing around. Everybody's gonna be eating quick chip. Everybody's gonna be eating laboratory meat.
That's what is. It blows my mind that people don't care about this. Like when I was I'm like, are you kidding me? How are y'all gonna allow? And we're only the second country in the world to allow this.
What's the other
Singapore is number one.
What's the other country?
Singapore.
Listen, there's a lot of reasons why, population-why, you slaughtering animals before you even fucking let them grow, and really, it's almost every animal is almost on the verge of extinction. Greed, obesity, there's mad reasons why we ain't gonna be able to feed everybody. Why there will be some type of Demolition Man effect. I'm not saying the whole Demolition Man shit, but in overall concept between Demolition Man and Minority Report, you're gonna get a mixture of both AI and just people starving and the rich people being greedy and hoarding. So where you think all the animals is at? Rich people bought them. Who they gonna feed? These peoples. That's it. There's nothing else. You think Jay-Z and them at they brunch is gonna have enhanced meats? You know how expensive a real steak is gonna cost you? You know how much a chicken leg will cost you in a few years? A thigh, a breast, a nugget, no nuggets.
Well, it ain't gonna cost us nothing because our goal is to have land, to have our own cattle, to have chicken. Like today, I actually had 3 homegrown eggs. Like I have a friend, he has chickens on his property. I got a dozen of eggs from him.
And this is where now you got to build a community because somebody might have eggs. That's going to be the new money.
Yeah.
You got to figure out what you want to have so that your neighbor down there got chicken, then I need to get a cow. The neighbor over there got a cow, then I need to get, and you got to be able to breed animals
and barter and trade. Yeah.
And if you don't learn that, if you ain't even got that idea or that concept to understand that, then how you going to feed yourself? You're going to eat whatever the fuck they put in the store, no matter who made it. And that is it. Like, man, a veggie burger. Once they did,
one of the questions should be is why is Bill Gates buying all these farmlands?
Cause then they could corner the business market of the laboratory food. They're already thinking ahead, man. They've been thinking ahead. If we're gonna make
they already knew the FDA was gonna approve this shit.
And
they knew the FDA was gonna approve this. So let's start buying up with all these farmlands and getting rid of all these cows and all these chickens and all these dairy things.
There was a year when the farmers was begging for help.
Yeah.
How the cities and the governments wasn't doing nothing. They shut them down. They forced them to closure. They forced them to close. Now, we'll take it. We'll demolish this whole farm shit. And we're going to build some houses and people, we need places for beautiful luxury this and you can skyscrape this. And get your fucking farm ass out of here and figure out what you're going to do with the rest of your life. And that's what they did. So once I started noticing the farms going down, we've been on our fucking, this is where it's going. It sounded crazy back then. Like even when on a podcast, when I listen to it, when I go visit some of the old ones, because every time something that I said before, I go check it to see if I sounded crazy back then. 2019. Oh, he's just locked in the house. Niggas wild. He's angry. No, not at all. Very passionate about what I'm seeing. And what the pitch I was telling people was, it's cool to have real estate. It's cool to want to be a landlord. But they ain't making it affordable for you to just jump in like how they gassing everybody to buy property. And then when it's time to rebuild it or restructure or to demo it, because it has to be demoed, it's so outdated. They sold you the property that they ain't real estating you the properties that is luxurious. They real estating you the properties up here that got the X on the building, which means not for use right now. So when you buy it, you got to do some things and you got to afford that. And they don't tell you that in the real estate thing. They make it seem all good and all these real estate invest things. Like it's so much that these people tell you that is just so full of shit. And because we ain't in a position where it looks like we know what we're talking about, that's where
it's crazy when
you don't get the connection. That's where
because because these gurus sell them on they're gonna be millionaires instantly instead of really being honest with them and saying, hey, listen, you gotta work and you start off with one property.
But not even millionaires. I ain't even going to them. I'm talking about regular people that's in the real estate that say that they can help you.
No, but I'm saying there's a lot of people gurus now that are selling packages of I'm gonna show you how to become a millionaire selling real estate or buying properties and stuff like that. And it's sometimes it's just not that simple.
Listen, I listen to people talk, and even some of the real estates that people think is up ain't up because just only real estate. That's what they don't tell you. You can make $1 million off of real estate, but you lying, nigga, because you got other things going on. So you ain't making $1 million off of real estate, but you telling me I can make $1 million off of real estate, but your picture shows you're millions and you win real estate. You have millions and you're in real estate.
And that's what a lot of them are doing, are portraying this life, and they're just selling you a course, and they're becoming millionaires off of selling you this course.
You gotta think about it. You gotta think about it. I know a person that bought, like, it's the difference is what Jordan did. He spent the 200 and something million, 3 billion.
Yeah.
That don't happen in real estate like that. Unless you bought these houses when they first was made and you had it that long enough that you made it to enough spots where when you sold it, it was worth it.
Yeah.
The person buying this right now, you know how long they're going to sit on this before they could see a milli?
Yeah.
That's like saying seeing a milli without repairs, without having to buy a new water heater, without having to do any fucking major repairs to a house. There's so much shit that they be smoke mirroring people about. But perception is, the picture has to be matching the words for people to really understand that we always knew what we was talking about.
Yeah, because we talked about we're gonna buy acreage. We want land. We want to grow our own foods. We want to have chickens. We want to have cows. We want land because look at what they're doing. Look what they are doing. They are allowing laboratory meat, and then they don't even have to tell you that it's laboratory meat. So you can go into ShopRite, you can go into Walmart, you can go into Price Chopper, you can go into all these supermarkets, and
they're gonna say filet mignon on it,
and it'd be laboratory meat.
Yo,
it'd be some clone meat or some shit like, and then you wondering why these kids are coming out the way they're coming out is because it's pumped full of hormones.
Listen, this is all by design, man. So I just want to say I did tell you. I try to warn y'all, man. This is gonna happen. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Demolition Man and Minority Report. Watch them back to back. Figure out who you want to be in there, because you could be in the sewers. Like, that's how serious that is. You could be the part of that Demolition Man movie where you in the sewer. I really needed to answer that, but I gotta wait. That you could be that. Like, I'm not saying look at the movie and like look at the different struggles and through that. Can't curse. You're gonna get a fine coming right out of the wall. You can't say shit these days. Trust me. You think they ain't making a machine that when you walk in the store and say nigga, you ain't gonna get a fine?
Yeah. All right, man. Go ahead and answer your call, man. We're about to end the show. Anyway, have a great time. Everybody have a blessed weekend. Catch us every Friday night on Real Wize TV, as well as the BS3 network. And you are unmuted now, so yes.
Yeah, my bad. That was an urgent call. Business. Sorry. But yeah, well, this was a good one. I like that. That's what I'm saying. We got to start talking more real. Like, just pointing out that we need to read
again. Like, I've had 2 cancellations this week, and I've had to improvise and use ChatGPT to make shows. So I was like, you know what? Let me put this into there and see what ChatGPT spits out. And this is what it spits out. And so being able to use the AI to produce shows and to actually create shows that are much more structured, and that's something I'm learning. I've been learning these last few months is how to structure the show using AI, and it's been great. Like the reels are doing good. Stuck in my mind. This is doing well. So it's me using the tools that are being given to me and applying them.
That's it.
But so that's the tip for everybody out there. There's tools out there. You can use them, make your content even better. Use them, man. Don't be afraid to use them and take that risk.
And get you some land. Get you some land, fucking bitch ass niggas. Stop hitting women, man. They children will smoke you.
Yeah. All right. Peace out.
Oh, peace.